Oh, hello, all gorgeous little boys and girls of Jesus Christ. I hope you're all having another beautiful day. And you know something, next week is the start of Advent, and I'm so looking forward to that because once it's the start of Advent, then you know that Christmas is on this way. And for today's bedtime story, I'm going to read it. It's called The Enchanted Snow Person. It was the afternoon before Christmas. Everywhere one looked, all around, was a crispy white, like a blanket covered the whole land. A branch of green and holly managed to poke out from out of the blanket. Savannah the robin stood upon that branch, proudly puffing out her beautiful red breast. She watched as the little boy and his dad had been joyfully making a snow woman together all day, all morning, which turned into all afternoon. Savannah watched on fascinated as they built her up bit by bit. 12-year-old Tommy said to his dad, "Do you remember 2 years ago when I made friends with the snowman and he lifted me up suddenly? After we'd been on the motorbike ride, we rose high off the ground. We was literally walking in the air. We even met Santa and all of the snow people. One morning when I rose, he was mounted. I was devastated, as I did not expect him to mount so quickly. He was my very best friend." Tommy's dad put his hand gently on Tommy's shoulder. "My dear boy, I do remember, but just remember all the fun times you had together, and he will always live on in your heart." "Thanks, Dad," replied Tommy. "Come on, let's get you inside with a warm hot chocolate and melted marshmallows." The sun had suddenly sunken under the earth, leaving her golden orange trail behind. But the golden orange melted into a dark sky, then out popped the beautiful silky moon and bright stars in the sky. Savannah the robin came and perched herself on the twigs that the snow woman had for arms. "What is your name?" asked Savannah. The snow woman replied, "I don't know. Tommy and his dad have not given me a name." "Oh, how unusual. They build you up all morning and all afternoon, and you still have no name. That is strange," Savannah replied. Said the snow woman. "I have always loved the name Chantal, so Chantal I will call myself." Savannah replied, "What a lovely name. But you have not but you have only just been born. How would you know the name Chantal?" she asked Chantal. Chantal replied, "It remains a secret to the mystery. All will be made plain in the end." Savannah felt confused by what she said, but she wanted to show Chantal inside Tommy's house, so they both waited until they saw the lights go out and walked inside the house together. Tommy, who was eager and full of energy 2 Christmases back, tonight was tired and was fast asleep. However, he was alert and aware of the dangers to snow people, and he had a feeling that Chantal and Savannah would be taking a tour together inside their house. As they walked inside, the fireplace was turned off and a freezer was put there instead. In fact, all around the house, apart from his and his parents' bedroom, had been fitted with very cold air conditioners. "Lovely! What a perfect temperature!" sighed Chantal in delight. Savannah replied, "Not too sure, my friend. It's too cold for me," as she shook her little feathers. They found a box that was on the sofa full of dolls' clothes that Tommy's mum had been collecting, being a doll collector. They they rummaged through the box together, finding all kinds of funny dresses and skirts. But Savannah shook her little beak. She hated dresses and skirts, being the tomboy bird that she was. Eventually, Chantal found her a little woolly hat and scarf in which she looked very cute in. Then they both started to feel hungry and went into the kitchen. A Christmas feast was going to be prepared the next day. A huge turkey was waiting in the freezer to be cooked the next day, along with Brussels sprouts, carrots, and potatoes in the cupboards, which would be made into roast the next day. A tradition, Tommy's parents and as tradition, Tommy's and Ferret's parents invited the whole family, grandparents, uncles, aunties, cousins, over each Christmas day for Christmas dinner. They would have a big celebration together. Savannah, however, started to cry, and Chantal put her freezing cold hand around Savannah, asking, "What is wrong, my sweet new friend?" "They are going to eat Tina the turkey tomorrow for Christmas dinner." "She was my best friend," sobbed Chantal. "I miss her so much." "Don't cry," Chantal said gently. "She gladly sacrificed her life for the happiness of many. But now where she lives is in a perfect paradise with the Creator, where she lives for eternity. One day soon we will all reach paradise." Savannah then cheered up a bit, and they found a chocolate Yule log. "Let's dig in," laughed Chantal. So with that, Chantal giggled, and Savannah, chirping happily, got stuck in, leaving chocolate smashed all over their faces. "Let's find the make-up bag Tommy's mum keeps," laughed Chantal. Savannah replied, "No, thank you. I really don't like make-up." So instead they ran into the bathroom and started to run a nice cold bath for Chantal to take. Chantal thought that the bubble bath was a drink and took a big gulp of it, and she hiccuped bubbles back up, which made Savannah chirp with laughter. They played with Tommy's bath toys. Chantal winded up Tommy's toy shark, and she also got afraid that she fell over the bath, almost breaking herself up, but then she put herself back together again. "Be careful," chirped Savannah. Will be, laughed Chantal. Chantal enjoyed resting in the freezing cold water, while Savannah enjoyed bathing in the nice warm water in the sink. However, they both didn't realise that they both left the taps running, and water was starting to overflow the bathroom. As they were both relaxing, they heard footsteps on the roof. "What's that sound?" asked Chantal. "What sound?" asked Savannah. "Footsteps," said Chantal. Then they heard Christmas bells on top of the roof. "Santa and his reindeers!" They both screamed in excitement, running downstairs. But they boys screeched in excitement, running downstairs, but still leaving the taps on bath, rushed downstairs to see Santa covered in coal and laughing, putting Christmas gifts under the Christmas tree for Tommy and each of his cousins. He looked up to see water streaming out of the ceiling. He just laughed his ho ho ho. "What have you two rascals been up to?" he laughed. Savannah and Chantal looked up and saw the water, remembering that they left the water on running. "Just relax and join me in eating cookies and drinking milk that Tommy left out for me. We will sort out the water problem after eating and drinking," laughed Santa. Then the three of them enjoyed their fellowship and eating together. After that, they went upstairs, turned off the taps, and suddenly Santa's house appeared and cleaned up all the water, leaving the house in tip-top condition again. Santa then floated out of the bathroom window window, grabbing Chantal, and Chantal grabbing Savannah. Ready to come on a venture with me? Asked Santa. Oh, yes, totally. How exciting! Exclaimed Savannah. Chantal hesitated. More than anything, more than any other adventure, I would love to join you on your journey to give all the children of the world a gift, but I am afraid. Once I get into Africa, Australia, South America, and all the warm countries, I might melt. Santa smiled. No, you won't, because I have something here for you. He went and put his hands into his pockets and brought out a small velvet red bag, explaining, Here is some crushed snow and crushed icicles. Dust particles. It's magic and will keep you cold even in hot countries. Chantal smiled as she let Santa sprinkle the snow dust on her. She felt like a divine and spiritual experience, which tingled all down her arms, legs, and head and all over her. Happily, they all jumped into Santa's sleigh, made from solid gold, and in the sleigh was embedded precious gemstones, ruby, topaz, garnet, emerald, sapphire, diamond, jacinth, agate, amethyst, beryl, onyx, and jasper, which formed a beautiful rainbow shining bright. Its wings were made from two big solid pearls. Santa's sleigh was very beautiful. Santa pulled the reins, made from strings of gold and silver that were intertwined with each other, and the reindeers took off, leaving trails of golden dust flying behind them. They flew above Tom's house, situated in the nice little town in the south of England. Santa flew past the face of Big Ben that chimed nearly midnight, but 11 at night. Teenagers on the London Eye, who stopped believing in Santa years ago, gasped in shock as they witnessed Santa flying past. Little Alexandra watched from her window in London. She had been a very good little girl who helped her sick mum with house chores. Her gift was a little puppy, something that she always wanted. Santa then flew above the clouds and to the edges of space. Angels flew past them singing, Joy to the world, the Lord has come. Let earth receive her King. And this was the most beautiful tune and melodies that their ears have ever heard. They had a conversation with Santa. One angel had a huge clock in her hand, who had the power over time. She had the power over time. She made time freeze over the whole world, but gave Santa and his friends the ability to keep their time ticking. This is how Santa is given the ability to go to every child's house in the whole wide world over just one night, every and each Christmas Eve. That night Santa delivered to billions of good girls and good boys all over the world. In Ireland, a little girl called Olivia watched from her window as Santa passed by. They crossed over the Atlantic Ocean, seeing all the glaciers and icicles shining like disco lights from their perfect glaze. Cruise ships and sea creatures seemed to be active even though they stood still. The waves were big, crashing powerfully across the ocean. Santa arrived in Canada. Twin boys called Matthew and Mark had fallen asleep on their sofa after decorating their beautiful Christmas tree. The brothers were praised by the townspeople after rescuing a little girl's puppy from being swept away down the Niagara Falls. So they got a pair of skates each that they had always wanted. After Canada, Santa travelled to America They flew over the Statue of Liberty and New York, then all the way down in America, eventually arriving into Daytona Beach in Florida. Anastasia was seen by Santa sleeping outside in her hammock. She had been a good friend to her granddad. When he was all alone, she would go around and talk to him. So she was given the gift of a beautiful parrot. Santa and her friends then flew to New Zealand after he had been to South America, then into Australia. Stacy had always been obedient to her parents and teachers and was the best behaved girl in her school in Sydney. So she was given a TV from Santa. He then flew over the Philippines, China, India, Russia, delivering all the gifts to all the good boys and girls, and over to Africa and found a little boy called Bamboo laying on his mat. Santa had a tear streaming down his cheek, saying, "It breaks my heart when any child has to live in poverty like this." So Mambo and his whole family were given decent beds and a huge feast for the family. Santa then flew over all Europe and Scandinavia, again delivering gifts to all the good boys and girls in Europe and Scandinavia and all over the world, turning back eventually into France. A pretty little French girl called Francesca had a pure heart of gold and would do anything to help people, particularly her siblings and school peers. She was a nice Christian girl who sang in her church choir, so Santa gave her a karaoke machine. Santa turned back into Tommy's field in England. He handed Chantal a beautiful snow globe of their journey to always remember it. Santa gave Savannah an egg that played beautiful music of the songs they sang together during their journeys together. It was a journey that they'll never forget. Tommy, Chantal, and Savannah had a wonderful Christmas, and Tommy was given a really cute puppy from Santa for being such a good boy. And they had such a good New Year's together, right into February. But one March morning, Savannah noticed the bluebells and daffodils peeped their heads through the snow. Chantal looked as though she was losing her life, the life in her. She looked full of colour, which is unusual for a snow person, who should always look pale. Snow mounted more and more as each day passed. It was the morning of Tommy's birthday in late March, and his parents were planning a big celebration. He ran outside to join Chantal and Savannah. Savannah, also excited, flew down to Tommy's garden fence, and Tommy and Savannah met in the middle. However, what they saw broke their hearts. All that was left of Chantal was her scarf, hat, the snow globe that Santa had given her, and a big puddle of water. Tommy put his hand out to Savannah as she landed on his hand. They both wept together, as they both lost their best friend, but a voice in the wind was heard. "Don't weep over Chantal, for her spirit still lives on." A few months had passed by, and it was July. It was a Sunday afternoon, and Tommy's parents decided to go to the beach. Savannah came along with them. Tommy then had an idea to make a sandman. After they made him, his eyes opened and he came alive. He then gave the biggest grin. It was as if they had known him before. Then Savannah, being the little bird that she is, with a reputation that little birds tell people everything, revealed to Tommy that in fact both the snowman that melted 2 years back, Chantal, and now their new friend, the Sandman, is in fact Tommy's guardian angel. They never die, really, because being his angel, she just kept remaking himself into different forms each time. Well, she is his guardian angel after all, who wants to take care of him. The end. And I hope you're all blessed by this story. And there are guardian angels looking out for us. Look at especially the children, as it says in the Bible. Their angels are always beholding the face of the Heavenly Father above. Hope you're blessed and happy Christmas to you all.